Hello, welcome back to Hambel and Home. I'm very excited and happy to present a new game I just created. It is called Phys Forever. It is kind of like a board game that has some really fun rules. The great thing about it is that you could do it many different ways. So I'm going to describe to you just a couple different basic ways to do it. It's very modifiable, and you can do lots of different things to change it. So the idea of the game is there's 4 different zones, and the floor is always lava. So you're going to be going around in a clockwise way, taking different turns, and when it's your turn, you have to win your turn. And there's 3 different ways to do it. So that way, when you do it, I'm going to show you how to do it, but you could move 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces. Now, let me show you more about it. In the middle of the game, now use this small space so you can understand. In the middle of the game, it's called the castle, and there's 4 different zones. So this creates a line in the cardinal directions, and there are different zones. Now, the object of the game is to get rid of all these pawns by doing different exercises, and being the person after all these are gone and holding up the little trophy, doing jumping jacks and winning. That's the object of the game. So when you start, you're gonna play. My little characters are gonna be playing with me. My little transformer buddies. So the way the game starts is someone says "Phys Forever," you do 10 jumping jacks, and then you find the nearest spot to stand on, and then you take turns trying to win your turn. So I use polyspots. You use plates. There's all the kinds of things to do. Now, how can you do those exercises? How can you get rid of the pawns? If you notice, there's 4. There's yellow, blue, and green over there, and red are closest to the chair, the castle. Just be careful with your spacing so you don't bump into yourself as well. So I'm going to go first because I don't really have a say in it. So there's a couple different ways to win your turn. And it works like a regular board game, like Monopoly, that you can only get rid of one of the pawns by doing that exercise when you're on the circle that's closest to it. So I'm over here. The first way you could do to move one turn is if you say count. So everybody's going to hold up a finger between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to try to have the number of fingers on your hand that nobody else has. So if I put up 2 and nobody else is moving 2, I can move 1 space. I can also say a quote. I could also say send something comments. If I say sun and clouds, you could say, oh, outside. Anybody who gets that can move 2 spaces. You could also say a quote from anybody. If you said, for me, I like to say hippity hop to the barbershop, meaning let's go, or Phys Forever. If you say Mr. Hambel, you can move 3 spaces. So you could say counted, which is 1 space. You could say what's in common, or you could say quote. So when you're close, as you move clockwise, when you're close to that, so I'm over here now, I'm at zone 4. What I did was, so basically if I want to collect this first pawn, is I have to do jog in place for 10 seconds. And the next one would be 15. Like I said, there's lots of different ways you could modify it. You could change the exercises that you want. You could also change how many times you want it. You could want to do more pawns. You want to do more spaces. Like I said, this game is really different ways you can modify it. So I would jog in place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I collect it, and it's now mine. And then the next person would go. And then after that, all the pieces are done. And I can only take it if I'm on one of the circles that's right next to the chair. This might look like it's close, but it doesn't count. I have to be next to it, and then I do 10 jumping jacks, and then I can take the trophy, and I'm the winner. Might sound a little confusing at first, but try it. And if you read the rules, you'll see it's a great, fun game to play. Pretty much anybody could play it. You can hop from the circles, you can do poly spots, you can use other things like pillows if you'd like. Be careful, of course, safety is important, but it's really a fun game. And like I said, the great thing about it is that you can change up the rules to fit wherever you're playing. And I hope you have fun.